Okay. So now it's 3 o'clock in the morning on the 10th of June, 2019, and my father already knows that in a couple hours I have to get up to go to this class. I'm in sleep. I talked to Miss Maggie yesterday, and we had a good conversation. And she even said to me that something I said, she said, I don't understand what you're saying, so I had to rewind and actually like repeat it, but I had to repeat it in another way. Because the thing is, there was no shame in that game. Because the thing is, we don't always understand. Because I say it all the time to my father. I say, I don't understand. So then he explains it to me in another way so I can get it. Because we're consciousness and thought being expressed. Now, this is where I'm at now. I'm like, Father, I have to go on the streets in like less than a week's time. He said, no, you don't. I said, you keep saying that. I'll live in my truck. No, you ain't doing that either, because you don't do me any good there. Seriously. You need to have a roof over your head, and you need a power supply. Now, what you don't need is a lot of the shit that they are trying to plug you into. And I was telling Miss Maggie about that. I said, I went up to this place, and it was funny, because, all the stuff was donated. Now, technically, I'm classified as homeless. And they gave me so much shit that as a homeless person goes, I can't do anything with that shit, because one thing, I don't have a kitchen. Now, right now I do, but they didn't know that. I told them. They gave me a bag of groceries that I can't do shit with because I don't have a can opener, and that's true. Even though I'm in this kitchen, there's no can opener. And it's like, I'm one person. They gave me so much shit. I was like, what am I supposed to do with this shit? They said, well, you can leave on the table. Because some of that stuff is prep work. It's for a family, but it ain't for me. So there is a lapse in consciousness as to how much you are doing and what you're doing and what you want to take credit for, because you gave out a bag of groceries. Because you're not actually thinking about the need of the individual. Now, I understand this because when I told my father that we were in need of his help, I told you, see, you're not paying attention to me. I gave my prayer up a long time ago, and I told him, help me, Father, for we need you. And there were certain things that needed to be addressed. Nobody's looking at the individual. Now you're just doing Groupon. Everybody has the same need. No, we don't. A family has one need. An individual has another. Now, if you are drug addicted, you have one need. But a family is really drug addicted, other than the fact that they are actually suffering the fact that a provider of that family is a drug addict. But the rest of them are not. See, you're not looking at all this shit in an intelligent way. And I'm having a problem because I keep asking my father, I say, I don't understand how we gonna fix this shit. And then I say we because I know that I'm an agent of his, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to do this shit no more. He said, we can't stop it now. I got you here working with me. You understand what I'm talking about. And I do understand what he's talking about, because when he starts speaking, I have to listen to it. See, that other shit is easy. Telling you about what storms are coming, the fact that you're dealing with floods and lightning strikes and, fires and all that shit. That shit is easy. That's why I don't think much of psychics and mystics and mediums and more, because they sit there and do those predictions. To see some shit like that. They ain't doing any kind of heavy lifting. I told you, they are lazy, trifling ass bitches, as far as I'm concerned. Men's and women's. Men and women are bitches to me, as far as I'm concerned. I don't actually give a damn about them people. Because one thing I know about them, they just like any pastor in the pulpit. Ain't doing a damn thing to help the people that they call themselves being out there loving so much. They always fall short. Oh, God loves you. Spirit loves you. Everybody always loves you. They supposedly love you. But do you know how much they love you? Not enough to come off of that high horse that they ride. And at the same time, are really quick to offer you an opinion about how they feel about certain things, even though they know they ain't supposed to do that shit. And that, too, is in the good book. You know, the one that they didn't read, like Doreen didn't read that shit before she got up there and started talking all that shit and started cutting cords and all that kind of stuff. And then now she gonna call herself looking for Jesus? I am not a fool. Never have been, never will be, never will I own your shit again. Because to own your shit is easy. To deal with your shit is hard. Which means I have to deal with you. Because that's your shit. You ain't parted from it. It's still a part of you. Yo, you say, oh, no. I'm a good person. Oh, bitch, please. You know what a good person is. A good person is a dog in the street until it bites you. You're guilty of sin. I don't even want to talk to you no more. None about that shit. Please do not waste my fucking time. Oh yeah, I have a gift. Do I sell it? No. Because first off, what you do for God is never supposed to be sold. All you motherfuckers who are out there in business for yourself and taking money for a reading have sold your shit. Which means you work for the devil. And you say, I don't understand what you mean when you say that. Good question. But that's not the question you asked, is it? But let me break it down to you. First and foremost, whenever you sit there and give unsolicited advice or advice that basically somebody is paying for, you work for the devil. You work for yourself. Your own ignorance. The only reason why you take that money is because you want to feel better about yourself as far as what you're thinking. If what you're thinking is so valuable and so precious and it really is a commodity that everybody should partake of, give it away. But you can't do that. Why would you do that? Oh no. See, you already are in a place of pain. I already know that shit. Every time I look at you, your whole story is a place of pain. All your book launches, your book writings, your parties, and all that kind of shit, everything you do comes from a place of pain. When you sit there and talk about, I'm doing this for a charitable cause. Really? That's your place of pain. I told you, y'all are the most stupidest people I've ever met in my life, and I ain't got time for you. My father recovered my soul for a reason. This is a soul recovery card. It also speaks to other things too, but we ain't gonna go into that just yet. Because right now, your souls are in turmoil. Everybody I have met, when I call myself surveying you, who were calling yourself learning this shit, you all were in a place of turmoil. Now, John Duff, whatever his name is, He's always on Steve Harvey and stuff. That motherfucker was spending more time promoting his shit. And then finally one day he looked at something I said and then he unfriended me. I thought that shit was hysterical. Now, Steve Harvey, we know as far as him being, little big shots or whatever that show is with the kids and all that kind of stuff. All that stuff's been canceled. Now, does that mean I'm sitting there laughing at that? No, I'm just telling you. See, your cash cow that you were riding the coattails on, it's not there anymore. White man. Steve Harvey does have some brilliant ideas. I listen to him a lot, to what he says. But does I agree with everything he said? Does I agree? I told you I went to UCLA, but at the same time, I speak the vernacular. Do I agree with everything he says? It depends. What's he talking about? Do I agree with everything Oprah says? It depends. What's she talking about? Whoopee? Now, do you want me to go down the list and do you want me to get to the white people? Because there's a lot of white people that speak. Do I agree with everything they say? Because, Elizabeth Warren, she says some shit that I like. Pete Buttigieg says some shit that I like. And no, it ain't got nothing to do with the fact that he's gay. It has everything to do with the fact that what he says. I'm telling you, I'm looking at y'all in a way that I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would be asked to. And I only do it because my father has commissioned me. See, this is called work and understanding. Work and understand. Work and understand. He said, you've been working hard for far longer than they give you credit for. And it ain't got shit to do with the fact that I came to the shit late life this time around. Because see, I've been around a long time. Past life memories have been folded back into me. That's why I don't give a fuck about people like Joseph Tittle or Chris Rayburn and all them motherfuckers who sitting there talking about, they sitting there speaking about shit now in this present day. Motherfucker, I have memories of those places because I was there. You can't even say the same. You don't even know how to interpret your past life memories. Oh, see, now you say you could teach a class on that. No. There is a Family Guy character, Consuelo. And no. People always ask her to do some shit because she clean up woman. No. I ain't doing that shit for you. No. Because see, my job is to point you in a direction where you do your own damn work. Because see, you're not going to get anywhere if I do the work for you. So, no. You want to sit there and go back with Hitler? No problem. You want to go back with Pharaoh? No problem. You want to go back with Mussolini? No problem. You want to go back there with any matter, a motherfucker who will fuck your world up? No problem. I ain't gonna stand in your way. In fact, I'm gonna show you the door. I work with spirit, my father's spirit. See, this lion is on a leash. But you think because this woman is dealing with it. Now, do you see the cell up here? That 8? An infinitum. And you say, well, the lion is a good lion. Yeah. Until it's not. I told you, you got problems on your ass. And you don't understand it. I already told you the animals are attacking. Then I broke into your house drinking your wine and shit. No, well, it's me, you see. Oh, you won't have an excuse for everything they do. Did you have an excuse for that leopard that killed that kid? I mean, I really want to know. You have an excuse for the animal that you are that threw a bunch of puppies away in some trash bin at Coachella during the time of the music festival, and probably nobody would have knew about it if the music festival wasn't going on. And what about the man who was a lawyer and his wife, who had basically a puppy mill, I guess. I don't know what you would want to call that shit. All I know, they had a bunch of animals, dogs, and they told that man not to come back to work because. And the thing is, the way they pinned the story, it wasn't so much don't come back to work because what you did was so wrong. We have dog lovers here that have a problem. So they was going to have a serious revolt on their hands, the people who ran that company, if they let that motherfucker come back to work at that place. Now, that is telling, even in and of itself, it ain't got shit to do with the fact that what he did was so wrong to them puppies. It had to do with the fact that their whole workforce was going to be up in arms because they love dogs. See, that's the kind of power you have. But at the same time, you only have power to a certain degree, and you still don't understand what that degree is. You're still trying to figure that shit out. I hear people all the time. Lori Reinhold posts shit all the time. She posts shit that's pretty, and then some stuff that's intelligent, and she posts some shit that's straight up crazy to me. And I'm like listening to her, and I'm like, okay, well, girl, whatever. She was one of the first people that, when I was waking up, when I went to Sedona, and I had to call and make my room reservation, and I talked to her. I ended up talking to her far longer than anybody should have talked to anybody to make a reservation. Well, we were just talking, and she was telling me some stuff. Her personal stuff. It's her business. It's not yours. Get the fucking out of her business. But I'm going to tell you something. When I hung up from her, this is what she don't know. Those who guide me said, that's a fucking reading. I said, she wore me out. Talking about her shit. I don't give a fuck that you look at this, Lori, and then sit there and try to figure out, well, I don't even know what I said to you. Oh, you talked about all kind of shit. And you wore me out. You talk about you. As if it was so fucking important. Oh, you coming for this workshop, you know Colette and blah, 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 blah. You were a fucking trip. You wanted to make use of my gift. You got what you got. I only gave you so much. But at the same time, you still depleted my energy. See, I'm in the world to serve, true enough, but not the way that you think I'm supposed to. Because, see, you are a major battery in the sense of all the shit that you carry. You carry a lot of shit. In fact, even as I think about you now, your weight on this planet. Because you think that what you're doing is so basically giving. Because somebody told you that shit. Oh yeah, you're giving a lot. You're pressing it into another way of direction, for lack of a better way to put it, as far as I see. Now, do you understand what that means? Do I care? No. See, when I look at you, I look at a Colette, I look at a Lisa Williams, I look at all these people who are out there, call themselves doing some stuff. And I'm not just talking about you spiritual advisors. Now I'm talking about the Oprah Winfrey's, and I'm talking about the Colette Perry. No, not Colette Williams, she's in that classification, but Oprah Winfrey, Yana Van Zant, and these various, what do you call them? I guess they're priests and pastors or bishops or whatever. I mean, everybody has a title. See, the first thing a man will do, or woman, to elevate themselves is give themselves a title. High priestess or whatever. I don't really have a title. I never wanted a title. I actually wanted to stay obscure and in the back. And my father's like, oh no, you coming up front. You tell them you my son. I said, I don't do that. He said, oh, before I'm done with you, you will. So, I do acknowledge that I'm the son of my father. Now, you saying who's your father? I guess some of you think is Jesus Christ. Because you think Jesus Christ was some form of God on earth. My barber says that all the time. Because he says what God folded himself into. And I understand where he's coming from when he says that. But the thing is, no. I don't agree with that. First off, my father descends to a level, but the thing is, he does not descend to a level where he folds himself into. He speaks through that which is a willing instrument. Christ was a willing instrument. Moses was a willing instrument. There are many prophets out there who are willing instruments. That didn't make them God. So that's why that shit falls on deaf ears with me. So when he says to me, we're talking about the same thing, no. Because we never were. Because he still says that Christ was God on earth. And I never believed that shit. Even as a kid growing up in the church, I never believed that shit. I knew Christ was an emissary. And even when I talked to certain Jewish people and they said the same thing, I said, well, at least they knew who he was. But he was not God. He wielded God-like powers, but only because he willed them for God. I told you, even when I laid hands on people, it was because my father allowed it. But that shit took me through all manner of changes as a human being and a human vessel. And you would think, if I was any form of God, that I wouldn't go through that shit. He said, well, that just means you ain't him. Okay, so you keep waiting for somebody to come back who's going to teach you some shit. Because the thing is, as far as you're concerned, you already wield these same powers, a lot of you. And all I know is you are always on vacation. Needing a break, needing to erect boundaries and all that kind of shit. Christ didn't erect no boundaries. But you say he sanctions everything you do. You done already cancel contracts. You say he sanctions everything you do. You basically have told everybody to pretty much, like I said, Flo would say, and she said it to Mel, that diner, kiss my grits. All that shit that you do is what you do. And we already know. I told you, see, y'all ain't getting out of this time or this situation anytime soon. Because we're in the age of humanitarianism. Now, you had over 2,000 years being a Christian and you fucked up some shit. you think you're going to do in this age of humanitarianism when you have to clean up this planet and at the same time repair all these relationships that have gone awry? Do you think it's going to be that easy? I'm waiting to see how you motherfuckers figure this shit out. Now, I did agree to come back, but I ain't coming back to sit there and basically help you with your dilemma. When I come back, it's a survey. Again, I can be a nice person. I have been a nice person. But I'm tired of people like that bitch walking around being Sandra Bland and getting ready to get her ass kicked. Because I told you, I see the spirit on her, and it's coming on stronger than it was before. Being straight up wicked. And her cousin trying to act like, well, you know, I ain't got no parsec. Oh, honey, you live with her. See, it's in the Bible. One will be taken up, another will be left behind. Now, how can one be taken up until they're ready to give up? That other one is going to be left behind. See, you don't understand what the scriptures mean. I do. Is it fair? Depends who you ask. And once they get taken up, they ain't think about you no more. Do you really want to play this game with me? Do you really want to sit there and tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about? Ain't got shit to do that I went to UCLA or any of that. It had to do with the fact that I want to learn. Because see, this shit was not taught to me at UCLA. This shit was not taught to me at Pittsburgh High. This shit was not taught to me, period, by anybody but God. When I was like a little wee baby, long before I knew there was a Pittsburgh High. He was talking to me, saying, you won't bridge both worlds. And I told you, I had people out there who called themselves being my friend. I'm like, what did you eat? When I would tell them about my dreams. What did you eat? Because they didn't understand what half that shit meant. I did. He was talking about it. I can go back over the dream now and tell you exactly what it means. But why do that? It means something to me. It don't mean anything to you. And it definitely didn't mean anything to them because they didn't know what the fuck it was I was dreaming. They just wanted to know what I ate. They thought I just ate some fucked up shit. And I wondered about that too. I tried that. I said, well, maybe it has something to do with what I ate. No, it got shit to do with what I ate. I'm telling you people. Okay, so now it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. Actually 3:30. I'll be getting up. So I'm already up, but I'll try and close my eyes for another minute when I'm gonna get up. And go to this class. And the lady should be back. She had to go to her graduation for her niece. When I was at before and stuff, I told her, and she said, I have to go all the way out to Cerritos. I said, well, buy a car while you're out there. And she laughed because she knew what the joke was. Because, you know, Cerritos is known for having like this huge car mall. So, whatever. Nobody cares. I told you. Jokes are lame. And it's all relevant to the people that you're talking to. Don't mean shit to you. No something to her. I liked her. I still like her. She really, I mean, the woman told us a little bit of her story. And she's gone through some shit. She can be alright. I ain't worried about her. I see just light in her soul because she really does care about the people that she's working with and stuff. I mean, she found a calling for herself in life. I thought I had a calling too. that I was falling. My father said, "Oh, you ain't even began to work when you calling." Yeah, it's true. Because I'm sitting here looking at. I keep saying that. He said, no, you can't look at it like that. What you're doing is going to eclipse timeline, so that means it takes time. And time over time. I'm gonna be here for a while. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here, but I know there's longevity on my family side. Definitely on my mother's side. I mean, my uncle was telling me about my grandparents to live to be like 115 years old. And I was like, damn, I don't want to be here that long. But the thing is, it's not even a question of what I don't want. It's a question of what must be done until my father calls me home. And I have to try and deliver this information and disseminate this information. And then I have to come back again, which is really fucked up. I say he got me in a moment of weakness. Well, he did what he had to do. I ain't mad at him. Like I said, well, you tricked me. But the thing is, the devil tricks people all the time. And my father's not the devil. My father is God. And the devil didn't learn any tricks that he knows, that he didn't learn first from God. And at the same time, God didn't teach him everything. I told you, y'all stupid. Stupidity. Oh, stupidity is your name as a man. Because even the Son of God doesn't know everything, and he doesn't profess to. This is God's judgment, people. Why would he sit there and tip his hand on everything that you now have to deal with? Oh, God. I didn't do my laundry. He said, don't worry about that. You were more tired than not. You got you some rest, which I did do. The kitchen is clean, which it is. No, that's fine. I can cook that tomorrow. With some of these veggies I got from these people. I'm just like looking at it from the standpoint that I only have a couple more days here. And he's like, no, you're not going anywhere. Because I can't see myself going anywhere. He's like, that's because you're not. I said, well, I'll just, no, that's not happening either. I'll tell you, every time I sit there and I try and project some shit out there, you're like, that ain't happening. So, but I do see this. I see more floods. I see flood waters. I see more rain. I see storms. I see more fires burning. I see volcanic eruptions. I see earthquakes. This is some fucked up shit that I see. Oh, I see animal attacks. Because I see blood. I see blood in the water. And I see blood on the land. I told you, see, I don't like to look. Because when I start looking, I start seeing fucked up shit. But at the same time, I also see people praying. Now, that's a good thing. Because I told you, he can get you back in church one way or another, whether you like it or not. See, when I look at this card, this to me is the lady in red, although she's wearing yellow on this card. But, and I know the deck that I had. Some of the cards on this, I don't know what the cards are, so I don't read from that deck anymore because it's missing cards. Lady in red. There's the devil. That red dress, you know, selling her wares and stuff. Because she's, you know, that's the Queen of Wands. She's life. And she's selling her wares. See, women who all call themselves being psychics and mediums and healers and all that kind of shit, they're selling everything that they got. They're selling they're selling their goods. That doesn't make them good people. That makes them straight up whores. A whore of Babylon. You know, the Revelation. You come out of the water, and they're all following them. I mean, they literally are now enacting the story. Many heads. How many women you need to go out there and tell you? Because, I mean, it said it's like 7 heads and stuff with crowns and all that kind of shit on it. But you know, 7 heads is spirituality. That's what they're talking about. I told you, these women are full of shit. And you sitting there following them. Yeah. And you're giving them all kind of royalty and crowning and all that kind of stuff. I told you. You might as well be a mangy dog. Are you waiting for them to take care of you? They don't want me to think about you. They want me to think about themselves. Anyway, you have a nice day. Capiche?